Happy Venus Day, everybody. Welcome to the Love Energy Tarot card reading for the week of Friday, September 2nd. So let's go ahead and dive straight into these readings. As always, this reading is divided into two segments. The first segment is for those of you who are married or in serious relationships. And the second part of the reading is for those of you who are single and looking for love. If you do find yourself in a situationship, please feel free to watch either or, depending on where you lie on that sort of situationship spectrum. And don't forget that those of you who are subscribers of any tier on my new website, that you will automatically get access to the weekly love reading extendeds. Once you log in, just go to the blog page and it should be listed at the very top. And if you want a little bit more information about becoming a member, just check the description box in the comment thread down below. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Timestamps will be found in the description box in the comment thread down below. So I'll see you in just a sec. All right, everybody. So this particular segment of the reading is going to be for those of you who are in romantic relationships. So if you're married or seriously dating someone, this particular segment is for you. And if you're in a situationship, this may also apply. So just kind of situationship people could probably watch one or the other and probably glean something from it. Okay, so we're going to start off with the energy for the person watching this video, and we're going to pull 4 cards, and then we're going to pull out 4 cards for your partner's energy. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look here and see what comes through. What do my coupled people need to know? King of Cups reversed. Death reversed. A lot of Scorpio energy coming out for you guys. We got the 4 of Swords. Okay, Lovers reversed and Chariot reversed. So I'm kind of getting a feeling that it's a little difficult for you to articulate and maybe communicate what's going on, because maybe you don't really know, or maybe you're kind of having a hard time putting your finger on it. You're clearly going through something deep, kind of in the innermost part of yourself, whether that's emotional or psychological or whatever. Something is probably kind of surfacing and forcing its way through. Maybe you're going through a test of your willpower or a test of your strength, patience, all these you're kind of going through some tests right now of your inner being. You're testing your focus, your convictions, all those kinds of things are kind of on the docket right now. But I see you're determined to carry on. You're determined to make things happen. You're determined to grow and to evolve. You're determined to succeed. Now, this may be a journey that you're going through all by yourself. It may not have anything to do with your partner. It just kind of is a feeling that you are experiencing and having a hard time articulating it specifically. With the Lovers in the reversal, sometimes it can be challenging to really connect. Now, we do have Venus coming into Virgo this week, okay, right? And this is happening on September 5th, so just the next couple of days. So when Venus comes into Virgo, she is in her fall position, meaning she's not super strong here. The only thing she really has going for her is that she's in a feminine element, all right, which is Earth. And I feel that emotional comfort is not really, now you may be having emotions, specifically as we build up to this full moon in Pisces, you may have emotions and you may be needing to feel them, but I'm also getting the impression that someone comforting you on that emotional level may not feel the best, really. It might not do what that other person intends for it to do. It may not offer that feeling of security that it normally does. I'm kind of feeling like because you are feeling what you're feeling, your partner may need to approach you more, solution oriented, more service, or more like, hey, what can I do for you right now? Is there anything I can do? Is there anything I can take off your plate? Is there anything that that you don't necessarily have to be a part of, that will help give you some time and space away from things. That may be the best approach for your partners. And you may be like, yeah, that would be really nice. It'd be really nice if someone did the grocery shopping, or it'd be really nice if someone, just went and did the housework and I can just go take a bath, or, whatever the case may be. You do need your alone time right now with that Four of Swords. You do need to kind of go inside yourself and feel your way through this a little bit. I can tell you're still processing something. You're still trying to make sense. And that's the thing that's hard, is sometimes we go through something, but we don't really understand what it is when we're going through it. So when people ask you, well, what's wrong? And you say, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just feeling a little off, or I'm feeling weird. Well, what is it? Like, I don't know. You don't have the words because it hasn't fully made it into your consciousness yet, what is really bubbling up inside of you. And I'm sure that something is surfacing and you will make sense of it soon. But I suspect you're also having to confront some aspect of yourself in terms of a fear or an insecurity or something. And not only being asked to confront it, but being asked to overcome it or do something in spite of it. And that can always be a challenge as well. And sometimes the insecurities or fears or the things that surfaces, it's like the information that we receive regarding those things. It's like the information before the real information. So I feel that there's an aspect of layers, and where you're at right now may make sense on one layer, but there are maybe 3 or 4 layers coming up behind it that will start to clarify this for you. So there's really not a lot you can do at this moment. All you can really do is just embrace where you are and communicate at least that maybe you just need space, or you go do that, I'll go do my thing. The warm and cozy and super loving and that kind of stuff. That's great, and I know that will keep you connected to your partner. I just don't know that that's going to make you feel any better right now. I think simplifying your life, and a partner who helps to simplify your life, will be a lot better. Okay, so we have a Queen of Swords. So this is for the energy of your partners. Queen of Swords, King of Coins. Okay. I feel that there's your partner's. Why did I feel this? Just your cards. I felt I was like, your partner is just not really going to know what to do. They're not going to know what to do. They're not going to know how to help or to come to your aid specifically. And I'm kind of getting like a deer in headlights, kind of just standing and not sure how to, do they get out of the way, or do they jump in, or do they go left? Do they go right? Do they go up and over? I don't really know how to maneuver this right now. I think they are truly needing directive from you. You're going to have to clearly articulate what you need from them, even if it is just leave me alone, or if it is just clean the house for me so I don't have to think about it, or something like that. I feel that your partner could really supplement with some of the smaller things in life right now. The more mundane, like the Venus in Virgo, right? Like the grocery shopping, like getting the mail, paying the bills, making the phone calls, making the reservation. I feel that they need to take the lead just a little bit more. It's not to say you are in a weakened position, because I don't think you're in a weakened position, but something is crawling up and out. And you're in a vulnerable state. It's kind of like, when a snake sheds, or any lizard or anything like that. When they shed their skin, often their eyes sort of have skin pull over as well. And it's a vulnerable time for them because they can't really see. So you are in a more vulnerable space right now. whereas they can kind of act as your eyes and ears. They can act as your first line of defense, if I could say that, and be. I'm not saying they're being more of the masculine, because I'm getting a nice balance between the masculine and feminine for each of you individually. And when two people with a nice balance come together, then there's a nice balance within the relationship. So it's not that they need to be more masculine, but they are sort of taking on the more masculine things, whereas you may be taking on a little bit more of the feminine things, or energies rather. I know that this side of the cards lately has been a little strange, and the cards that signify the other person have been, I felt maybe, I don't know if disconnection is the right word. It's just they were on their own path. They were just doing their own thing. And now you're kind of in the same space. The coming together of two people right now needs to be more of a choice. It needs to be more goal-oriented or ambition-oriented. So perhaps if you do want to truly connect, and we'll pull out the sexual energy card in just a second, but I feel like plans for the future would be a great way for you to connect. And it doesn't have to be like where you sit down and, if you're not married and you're wanting to get married, where you sit down and say, well, when are you going to marry me? It's either you marry me or you don't. It's just more of like where do you really see this going? And do we truly still align? Are we both headed in the same direction? Kind of taking care of the little details, taking care of the little loose ends and the little questions that exist between the two of you regarding the relationship may be a deeper form of intimacy than sex ever could right now. Not saying you can't enjoy sex, but I feel that the safety and security of knowing that this is going somewhere and that you are secure together and that you are safe to want something more, right? All that kind of stuff is really, really beautiful, and there's high potential for that. So let's take a look at the sexual energy card for you. Okay, so we have the Three of Swords. So we kind of have three people in this card. We have, I don't know what the scenario actually is, but it kind of seems like a wife, and then there's kind of like an affair issue thing going on. Now, it doesn't mean that you guys are having an affair. It just means that there are two sides. And specifically for those who relate a little bit more to the divine feminine, it's kind of like the moon versus Venus qualities. And actually, as Venus is in her fall in Virgo, and we make our way up to that full moon in Pisces, I'm kind of seeing like the Venus over in Virgo, not super strong, versus the moon. Now, I like a moon in Pisces, but it's not technically exalted here, but it's a good moon, and it's next to Neptune. So we have the Venus versus moon thing happening. She's the Venus, she's the moon. And you may be having a difficult time balancing out two archetypes that exist within you. Perhaps there is the side of you that is ambitious and goal-oriented, but then there's also the side of you that just wants to be taken care of, Or maybe there's a side of you that wants to be truly sexual, but then the side of you that also needs deep emotional intimacy. So I do suspect that you are trying to figure out which two polarities are needing to be balanced, and we're certainly seeing that with the Lovers here. So which two polarities within you are kind of at odds and need to find a middle ground? That's only for you to answer. I don't know that I'm going to be able to answer that in a general way in this reading, but it is something for you to really think about. And I don't know, maybe just kind of sit with yourself a little bit in contemplation, Four of Swords, and say, I have two seemingly opposing kinds of needs right? And they somehow need to coexist, and somehow I need to bridge that gap, and I need to understand it so that I can communicate it with my partner, because clearly they are willing to help. Queen of Swords, King of Coins, like they are 100% willing and able to help, but their hands are tied right now. There's nothing they can really do because they don't really know, you know? They can't read your mind. They can maybe read your energy. They know something's going on, but they can't read your mind. So just explain that something is still coming into your consciousness, and I think they'll be okay with that. They'll be totally patient and totally cool, just in the same way that you would be with them. And I feel that a lot of progress can be made through the Venus through Virgo transit. I feel that taking care of the small things and cleaning things up and any little details that need to be addressed, this is the time. And it can aid in a more, especially as Venus makes her way toward her ruling sign in Libra, which she's not entering Libra until the 29th of September, so I'm not trying to get too far ahead of myself. But, you know, when she does come into Libra, there can be kind of like that, the finalization of the union internally within you, and you too can establish greater levels of balance within the connection. Okay? All right, you guys. Thank you so much. You know, I love you. Have an amazing week, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye. All right, my singles, how are you? Welcome to your weekly love reading. So as always, this is for people who are totally single and looking for love, or just looking for a little bit more information on how to interact a little bit better with the external world in general. And also if you are in a situationship that's a little confusing and you don't know where you stand, I'm kind of saying now, like, maybe you should watch both and kind of see which one resonates with you the most. And then from this point moving forward, you can stick to one or the other, or continue to watch both, either way. All right, so we're going to start with the energy for the person watching. All right, so that's you. What is the energy for the person watching? So we have the Nine of Cups reversed. We have beautiful Emperor. And Page of Wands. As we build up more, like get closer and closer, and there will be another reading before we hit that full moon in Pisces on the 10th. But I am getting this feeling of like true romance, and you incorporating more romance into your life, whether it's just, you know, lighting a candle at night, or taking a beautiful bubble bath, or maybe romanticizing going for a walk in the park, or whatever it is. And especially as we make our way into autumn, or in the southern hemisphere, the spring, right, we're kind of coming into that new season. I love these transitionary seasons. As we come into these transitionary seasons, we kind of are getting ready for what's coming next. And I feel that the change of seasons that's going on Earth, like the Earth seasons, kind of mirrors a sense of change within your romantic life. That something has been sustained for a certain period of time, some of you longer than others, but that is shifting. Your heart is shifting. Your heart is opening. I blame Jupiter in Aries a little bit, okay? I actually think that's a really good transit for love, because it aspects Libra in the 7th house, and it trines Leo in the fifth house. And I'm just using the natural zodiac. So, Aries in the 1st, Leo in the 5th, Libra in the 7th. These are great aspects to have in great placements and great transits. And I think you can feel your heart readying, because I feel that as Jupiter over the years, when Jupiter left rulership in Sag, it came into Capricorn, it came into Aquarius, came into Pisces, I felt like a lot of people's hearts got kind of icy and closed off. And not to say you were like being a mean person or anything. It's just that love didn't feel like something that you really, like, it's like maybe you wanted it and you felt ready for it, but your energy wasn't truly receptive to it. And I feel that you can tell the shift in that receptive energy opening way up. And with the Emperor, I know you're starting to really see your value. You're starting to put that foot forward. You're starting to say, okay, I can sit here all day long and list all these qualities of this person that I want, but the real question is what qualities do I bring? And so there's more self-centric focus of saying, well, if I was my potential partner, what would they say in terms of qualities that they would want? And am I those things? You know? So you kind of start going to work on yourself, and you start going to work on yourself, not because you think you're not a good enough person or whatever, but because you don't want to be caught in the same types of romantic situations that you've been in the past. Because you want the next love of your life to be the love of your life. You want the next person to come in to actually stay and to build a life with and to have a healthy connection with that makes you happy, you know? All right, let's take a look. So these are the external world energies. So we have the Eight of Coins, tells me the world is busy. Everyone's busy right now. Mars in Gemini, we got tons of Virgo energy. We got a Mercury retrograde. We have Saturn in Aquarius still. I think that people are just busy. You know, they're busy working, they're building, they're creating, they're making a whole bunch of really cool stuff happen, which is awesome. If you are someone who tends to be a bit more social, whether social like just socially, right? Or social more professionally. There's like two kinds, kind of. Sometimes they mix together, sometimes they don't. But I'm kind of seeing either way, that kind of activity going very well for you. Mars in Gemini has really cracked us open in terms of like, okay, we can finally really go outside. We can finally really commingle and not have any issues anymore. We have the Queen of Cups and we have the Six of Cups reversed. You know, because the universe is preparing to give you something so different. It is something you haven't ever seen before. It's not, there's no connection to your past with that Six of Cups reversed. There's no connection with your past. And here is someone, right? I love this. I love the Emperor energy. I feel that the Queen of Cups, with her Holy Grail, she always has the Holy Grail. There is something truly unique and special about her. And I feel that this is the person that you are hoping to totally attract. And the good news is they're showing up in these cards. They're showing up in these cards. And I wouldn't be surprised if some of you, not all of you, but some of you ended up in a relationship between now and the end of the year, or started dating someone special and significant. Now, it may not work out ultimately in terms of, because Mars retrograde can be kind of weird sometimes, but sometimes I feel that the universe brings people into our lives that kind of breadcrumb us to the one. Like, let's just use some very generic examples. Okay, let's say generic qualities for a significant other is they need to be, physically attractive, right? You need to have that. You need to have laughter. You need to have adventure, you want to, you want to have those things. You also want to have financial security. You also want to have, good communication together and all those things. So you have this whole list of things. And maybe in the past you have dated someone, let's say they had the financial stability and they had the adventure, but maybe you didn't communicate well. So it was kind of like you've been working toward your Holy Grail person, when I say you're a holy grail person, look, I'm not saying that there is only one person out there for everybody. I'm not one of those people that thinks that. I genuinely believe there are many people out there that we could have good relationships with. So I'm not trying to be like, this is your soulmate, this is your one. I'm not trying to do that, all right? But there are certain people that are much easier to get along with. We have a lot more compatibility, a lot more chemistry, and a lot more, it's kind of like good fortune energy together than with other people. Like, have you ever dated someone, like, I'll just use a personal example. Like, I dated someone and I had the worst luck when I was with him. Everything always went wrong all the time. And then as soon as I broke up with him, nothing went wrong. Like with anything, like we were always getting our stuff broken into. We got robbed, or he got robbed a couple of times. He got trapped in an elevator once. It's just like he got into a big fist. Like, just all this bad stuff happened all the time. And then you start dating someone else and it's like the easiest thing in the world and only good things happen. So I feel that this is someone who aligns with you in a good fortune kind of way. And that's why I'm calling it kind of your holy grail person, because they offer that kind of specialness to your life, and they offer that kind of high quality environment, not only for the relationship itself, but also for your endeavors. With Vedic astrology, a big component of what they look at when it comes to marriages and relationship compatibility is, do you guys bring each other good fortune or not? Can you be successful financially with this person or not? It's a big component of it. Okay, let's take a look at the sexual energy. So we have, another emperor. So yeah, there's definitely like a solo vibe going on here, but I don't necessarily know that you're feeling, especially as Venus comes into Virgo, I don't know that that is the sexiest transit. Yes, a lot of sensuality and a lot of sexuality comes through Venus, but when we have Mars, which is the more physical libido component, and then we have the more sensuality of Venus in Gemini and Taurus, I just don't feel that heat really coming out. So I don't know that physically you're going to be super sexually charged unless you have something going on in your own individual chart that may negate that. But I think generally speaking, people are a little bit more focused on practical things, right? 8 of coins, 3 of coins type of things. And if you were to have sex, it probably would be more physical. And I don't know that you need like the deep emotion that sometimes we do need. I just don't know that you're going to really need that. Maybe in the next maybe next week as we make our way into that full moon with Pisces, but right now, not so much. So it's okay to just, be more kind of, I'm hearing like channeling the sexual energy toward your creative endeavors. So whether it's a project you're working on at home or at the office or, out in your yard or your garden, or even just in terms of maybe you'd say, I'd rather really read a book right now, that would be great. And I suspect that creative energy would kind of enhance the productivity of everything as well. So you're on a good track. You most certainly are. I do think romanticizing your life a little bit would be really good. And I think this is a month to prepare for a relationship. Like honestly speaking, legit, be honest with yourself. It's Virgo season. You have to be honest with yourself. If the perfect person, your holy grail person, came into your life today, would you truly be ready? Like truly. Is your house ready for it? Is your car ready for it? Is your financial situation ready for it? Like, are you really ready? Some of you will say yes, and that's great. But many of you will probably be like, no, probably not. Like, I don't know that I'd be ready. Emotionally, I don't know if I'd be ready. And that's a lot. It's a big deal when someone important comes into your life, because it's an investment. So now is the time to prepare for that. Okay? All right, you guys, I'm going to leave you there. Thank you so much. You guys know how much I love and adore you. Have an amazing week, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.